Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Great Monday Summer School. We are in class 3. Hopefully, you had a chance to check out classes 1 and 2 or episodes 1 and 2, Purpose and Values. Today, we are going to head over and work on behaviors. That is the third component of culture, as I've articulated in my book, Great Mondays. With us, as always, special guest star Rachel Davis. Say hello, Rachel.
This is where I need sound effects.
Rachel's here with us today and always as our Miro Ninja because all these episodes, Summer School is all about the templates that we've created based on the exercises from my book, Great Mondays, and they are in Miro, the incredible collaborative board tool. How would you describe Miro? What is Miro?
Board tool. I mean that was very well
I don't know.
articulated,
It's a
Josh.
board tool, I guess.
Yeah, I would say it's a virtual collaboration tool. It's your virtual whiteboard. It's a place where you can collaborate on frameworks that are already set or make your own. And we've provided some frameworks here for you to use in the Miroverse. So
That's right. So all these templates are available on the Miroverse. You just go, we'll post the links to these templates, but you can just Google search for Miroverse and then look for Josh Levine and Great Mondays, and all of our templates will pop up. Why don't we show them what we're talking about when we're talking about Miro,
that'll be
Rachel?
a great idea. All right. All right, we've got behaviors here. Can you see what I'm putting up there?
I can. I can pick up what you're laying down. That sounds
All
good. All
right.
right. So we're going to start with behaviors. So let's just start with a definition. Behaviors, which you can see actually once you scroll down to the 6 components, so you can see behavior is
Oh,
a third of
yes.
the 6 components. So we've done purpose and values. Now we're at behaviors. These are choices made by employees that are guided by purpose and values. So why is culture so important? Culture influences, guides, provides a way of understanding and shared expectations around what behaviors, how choices that we're supposed to make, how we're supposed to make choices. And so that is the goal. Behaviors are really the center point. If there's one thing you want to take away from the idea of culture, is that this is all about choices. And so today we're going to take what we learned from the first two. We have our purpose and we have our values, and we're going to talk about what behaviors align with or don't align with our values. So let's go ahead and scroll down. Do you want to give a little introduction here?
Yeah.
You can tell them what's happening on this board.
Tell them what's what. You've got a
What's
little
what?
intro here on your Miroverse board. There's two different times that you might do this activity that Josh will go into here in a second. You can work with your team or on your own. These are set up. All our boards are set up, I think, for a max of 10 participants, but they can be adjusted. They're your own template once you download them, and you can do whatever you need to do with them to customize them for your team. So when would we do this activity?
So this activity is the transition moment between the design piece of it to the activation. So the first number one there on the screen, it says when you want to put your culture into practice. So okay, now that we have our values, how do we actually make this happen? We have to decide what behaviors we're gonna work on and work on stopping. Or let's say you have your values and you've been working on stuff, but things aren't going as well as you had hoped, or you could do a little better. We can all always do a little better. So this would be a nice exercise to come back to when you want to reset with your team.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Should we walk right into it?
I think we should.
Ryan?
I think we
Okay.
should walk right into it. That's right, exactly.
All right. What do we
Okay,
got?
here we go. So we are going to do an exercise called Start, Stop, Continue. Now, I did not invent this exercise. This exercise has been around for a long time. It's a consultant classic, some might call. This is a way to help each person engage, do some self-reflection around what it is that they want to, what behaviors or choices they want to start doing, they want to stop doing, and they want to continue doing. So what we're gonna do is go through this and pull our values forward from the last exercise and talk through it. But I've got an example here of our start, stop, and continue. So if our example is give and get respect, then
Whoops.
I'm gonna continue to just don't press delete. I'm gonna continue to. So continue is a
It's
great.
locked. I can't press delete,
All right,
Josh, which is also locked on your templates when you download them, but you can unlock elements.
it's that's right. Well, we've locked them, so you can't accidentally delete them. So continue. So continue is a great one to start with. That's the easiest one. It's not a big stretch. So thinking through what you do day to day and how it relates to give and get respect, I am always working on, and I'm going to say continue on, looking for ways to include underrepresented voices. So that's going to be my continue. The next one that's a little bit harder, but not the hardest, is stop. Stop is I'm going to stop. I've decided immediately judging ideas. I have a little bit of self awareness. I'm like, you know what I realize is that every time someone brings up something, I'm like, oh, immediately, that's a great idea or that's not a great idea. I'm not going to do that because that's not very respectful. Finally, the hardest one to do is about making things up, inventing things. I'm going to start doing something. So what might you start doing that is aligned with this particular value? So I have decided that in meetings, I'm going to wait until at least two other people have talked first. Now, for me, this is probably a good one because I'm a talker, and so I'll just jump right in. So is Rachel, as you might notice. And it's something that I'm working on is not to jump in and be like, I always have something to say, but I'm gonna wait. It might be perceived as disrespectful. I'm gonna wait until at least two other people talk. So that's the general way that this is gonna go. Does that make sense, Rachel? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty clear to me. I think we can apply this to our values from our last activity. Hopefully, you watched that one too. If
Let's
not,
do it.
don't worry. They're pretty self-explanatory values here. So we have see the magic in every day. So we only did two values. So plus, it's a short series. We can only go through two. But
Exactly.
you might have up to five values here. And what this is here is if you have a larger group, you can split into groups of two. Remember, I told you this is set up for 10 participants. So, five values. I don't usually math, but, this one's pretty easy. Five values, two people per value. That's your 10 people, right? But let's say you have a smaller group and it's just, all right, Josh is going to do this one and Rachel's going to do this one, or you're going to both do them together, right? Just put your names in here. All
Now you
right.
can, yeah,
Or
I think
Chewbacca.
I think one of the
There you
things
go.
one of the things that is interesting if you do it in pairs, it helps you because we are talking about individual behaviors, and it helps you kind of reflect and articulate what those are. So Rachel goes, okay, so what is this one about? And you're like, oh yeah, is this one it? And they can, oh yeah, it
Mhm.
can be, or it can also be about behaviors that your team exhibits. So if you're working with a teammate, it might be something you're like, our norm is to start late. That's not very respectful. So we're going to we're going to create a new one.
Right.
So a couple different ways you can use this. You can do this a couple different times.
Yeah. So what would be some things maybe that we could articulate for see the magic in every day? And where are we supposed to begin? We're supposed to begin with
With continue, it's easier with
all
continue.
right.
Let's rehash or let's restate or
Mm-hmm.
remember what see the magic in every day. How did we define that in our
Oh
previous session?
gosh, you're gonna make me go back
Well,
here
you go back.
to
I'm going to try to recall it without looking.
from memory. Are you gonna try
This
to
was
recall it? Okay, this will be fun.
this is about um a kind of a newness, like seeing it with fresh eyes, everything,
Uh-huh.
and respecting uh um moments, something about special
Yeah, see
moments.
everything. I think what we said was see everything with a joyful eye, and
Nah.
even mistakes are gifts. and it's okay to be silly, and you're going to embrace your inner magician.
Good. Okay, beautiful. Those
All
are
right.
all awesome things. So let's go ahead. I'm going to hop into the board here and zoom in and let's
Oh,
start
there you
talking.
are.
I am. Here I am. Here I am. So, what am I going to continue doing? See the joy. So, I'm going to continue being silly. I'm going to continue to invest in silly experiments like this one. Most people aren't doing things like this, but we are. So I'm going to say, you know what? I think this aligns perfectly with what we do. And so I'm going to continue doing that. What's something that you're going to continue to do?
Let's see. Actually, I'm going to continue to. Wow, these are behaviors of art, right? Is this like internally focused behavior? Is it for the group? Talk to me about what types of behaviors,
Well, right
Josh.
now, I think we're focusing on internal behaviors. These are the ones that we
Right,
know. So
right.
for you, what do you do all the time that actually is see the magic in the everyday?
What do I do all the time?
What's going to be a
Oh,
culture aligned behavior?
all right.
Joyful. I
I think
mean, you've got a lot of joy. I feel like you see a lot of joy in things.
I
So,
I do. I make time for gifts.
beautiful. Oh, gifts.
Right?
Make
I
time for
for
gifts.
gifts, right? Like if you're in a Slack channel, right? Like it's okay to have that silliness. I make lots of time for gifts.
I think that's wonderful. I think that's exactly right because you're like, it's like it's a lot to go and find the thing, but I love it. I love it. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, now we're gonna move over to stop. So
Oh,
if we're
yeah.
thinking about what are things that we do that don't, can you, are you, let's see, are we sharing, see the magic in every day? Okay, so we'll still
Mm-hmm.
see that. So, uh, um, I'm gonna stop if it's everything's ordinary. I'm gonna stop. Um, maybe. Uh, what do I? If maybe I dread something, I'm gonna stop dreading timesheets.
Well, I
Like,
don't have to do
no, I
timesheets.
don't have to do timesheets either. But if I did, I would totally dread them. And so probably what I'm gonna do is, this is an interesting challenge, right? Because that's something I don't like doing. But
Yeah.
what does it enable me to do? That would be the question. If I stop
So
dreading it, like, okay, flip it around, it actually allows me to be more cognizant of where I spend my time and think, reflect as
uh,
opposed to. So I think there's some that's a nice little gift. This one's a gift.
mm-hmm.
All right, for you, is there something that you're gonna stop doing when we're talking about seeing the magic in every day?
Yeah, let's see. So you're kind of there's a statement that I heard recently, and I might have said this in one of our other sessions, but it's about changing the saying "I have to do this" to "I get to do this." So I'm going to stop saying "I have to do this task."
Great. Yes. I remember you posted about it. You said, I like that
Oh
one.
yeah.
That's good. That's a
Mm-hmm.
good one. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Now we get to be creative and invent something. We get to be creative and invent something. All
Ooh.
right. So see the magic in every day. So can you repeat for us what the definition is? It's look at everything with a joyful eye.
Joyful eye. Even mistakes are gifts. It's okay to be gifts, not gifts. It's okay to be silly. Embrace your inner magician. It's kind of about appreciating things. Not about judging. It's about what you get to do. This is where I did it. What we ask. What do I get to do today? Uh,
I
so
here's
that
here's
aligns it.
I like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start a fail. I can do it like a failing up Slack channel,
Love
and
it.
share my mistakes and encourage others to do that too.
Yeah, you could even play off that. One of the things I would have loved to see in conferences is not about successes. What about failures? What about brown bags? About what you fail, like lunch and learns, right? About how
Yeah.
you failed. Maybe, you know, fail lunch and learn. Yeah, kind of share that. Um, Focus on the failing and learning from it, right? Fail forward.
Fantastic.
And
I'm gonna.
yeah,
So we're
lunch
doing
and
lunch and
yeah,
fails and learning.
lunch and fails and learning. So that's focused on failing and accepting mistakes and what else can we start around joy. Well, one of the I'm gonna give a little plug here because a group that I've seen before who have used this magic and joy, they're called Abracademy. So we should start Abracademy offsites, like invite them in.
Oh, I like that. What do I get to learn with
Hire them.
Abercrombie?
Oh, they have a whole bunch of things focused on team alignment, and they are actually made up of magicians,
That
and
was
they
gonna
use
be
magic in
my
their
guess.
in
Yeah.
yeah.
That sounds
So
good. That sounds good.
they use magic. So we're gonna consult with them and bring them in.
Okay,
That's what I
perfect.
say we should
I
start. Yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, that's how we would do this. I'm going to say probably, or folks probably get how to do this. So I don't know that we need to do number two, although we do have
Yeah.
another one. So what we'll do now is we'll say, okay, how do you select your top behavior? Now, continue. I'm going to continue. You're going to just continue doing them. You don't have to put any extra energy or effort. You're just going to be aware of that. So you don't have to choose anything here. You're just kind of bringing some awareness to it. Now, you're going to look at all of these and you're going to think, what is the top behavior that I want to stop? And here's how I want you to assess this. It might be obvious where you're like, oh, I gotta, whatever. It's like the most egregious of the errors that you're making. But if it's not, a good mental exercise is which one of these stickies, which one of these ideas or actions would make the biggest difference? Would make the biggest difference, is going to have the biggest impact. And
Mm-hmm.
which of these takes the least amount of effort? The least amount of effort. And what you want to do is you want to think about if the one that you choose is the one with the most amount of impact and the least amount of effort. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do the other ones. I'm saying if you're going to order, if you're going to, you have to make a decision because it's a lot to change your behaviors. Let's just choose one. Let's just choose one. So, which one is the most impact? Going to give you the most impact for the least amount of effort. That's if you haven't already decided. This is just an additional
Well,
guidance.
did you already decide here, Josh? Which is our top behavior?
I think I think transitioning from I have to do this task to I get to do this task is going to have a big mental impact, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to take much. I'm just going to put a little sticky up here and I'm just going to try to catch myself doing it. I get to do this. I
We
get to
might
do
even
it.
make a GIF around it.
Absolutely. I love it. Perfect. I love it. That's great. I think we should totally do this. The I get gif. Get gif. Something.
I get to.
I get to.
Yeah. What do we
Uh,
got on start? What do we want to bring to the top behavior here?
I think I think the failing up Slack channel is very easy to start a Slack
Yeah.
channel, and I'm okay sharing my failures, and I'm gonna model that. So I'm gonna set some time on my calendar every week, and I'm gonna say, okay, what did I do this week, and how do I share that on my failing up channel? I'm gonna get everybody moving in the right direction. So that how does that strike you? Seem like the right way to go
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's making me feel pretty joyful.
I love it. I love it.
All
And then
right.
all the way to the right, we have one last little stop on our exercise journey here. And that
Stop. I see what you did there.
and that is just to codify, that's the name of the game here, codify your culture. So codify your behaviors. So of the ones that you worked on, what are the top 5 that you're going to work with that your group is working on? So we're going to have that the one on the top, start failing up and share my mistakes, and that I might even put my name next to that, so that I
Mm.
can, I could basically just say, okay, this is um, Josh, and so if it's just individual, then that's great. We can just boop say that's for me. Or if it's all these are, can I learn from it? Can
Mm-hmm.
I what else can I do, or what if are these team behaviors? And if so, what actions can I take to really get these started? So we're gonna say, okay, everybody on the team is gonna start working on this have to get, and we're gonna create a little GIF, and we're just gonna call each other out. We're gonna say, "You mean you get to?" I think that's, and I think
All right.
that's it. That's it. So that is a quick round robin of start, stop, continue. If you want more information on
Well,
this, you can buy the book on Amazon. You can also sign up for our the Great Mondays email, 1 Minute Mondays. And if you, let's see, we can talk about what's gonna happen next, what's gonna come next. Maybe you can stop the share and we can just talk a little bit about what's coming next. So after behaviors, uh, is purpose, values, behaviors. Recognition is next. Recognition is next. So stay tuned. If you're watching this and episode 4 hasn't dropped yet, be patient. If it has, you can just hop right over there. Again, the template for this, the link to this template is right here, in the same place that you're finding this video. Whether it's on the blog or on LinkedIn or wherever it is, we'll post it everywhere.
yeah.
And you just kind of pop it up, and what do? You download it from the Miroverse and then upload it to your
Yeah,
account.
there's a if you're signed in your Miro account, when you're on the Miroverse page, you'll just say use this template. It'll ask you which team you want to add it to. It's not download and upload. It'll just add it to whatever team that you're signed into with your Miro account, and then it'll populate it there in your all boards. You might have to add it to a specific project in Miro if you're using it for, let's say you have a culture project in your Miro account. You might have to add it there. I think, wouldn't we also love to hear how people are using these as they're using them?
Absolutely,
I think,
great call.
come back to our LinkedIn post. We might prompt you a little bit after the summer school. I mean, it's kind of like homework, right? Like, come back, tell us how you did.
Tell us what
So,
happened. How did it go? We'd love to hear about that.
and everything's a
Amazing.
prototype, right? So, is
Eh,
there a part that you struggled with? How can we make better templates in the future?
Exactly. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing these templates in Miro, and I definitely want to do the best, make them the most useful that it can be. So yeah, absolutely. Let's hear from you guys. Thanks, everybody. This is the end of episode 3 for Great Monday Summer School. I'm Josh Levine. This is the ineffable Rachel Davis, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.